tomorrow. You would find a distraction to the hideaway forever. Can we let go tomorrow? You would find a distraction to the hideaway forever. Can we let go tomorrow? You will find a distraction to the hideaway forever.
Hello, good morning, good morning. Welcome back, everybody. We got a new month. We got a new month ahead of us here. Currently got previous week POC here by this 45.30, and I'm looking for sells. I'm currently looking for some kind of a sell idea over here. Oh, wait, gotta open up the mic here. All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, give me 1 second. Let's reduce that a bit more. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for market to set up here. We're clearly moving down. All right, we're getting a bit of like some engulfing candlestick on the daily time frame. Yeah, definitely not going to be selling this hour. See, we're getting a little bit of an hourly wick fill as well. Young the legend, thank you for the sub, man. Yeah, so we're getting an hourly wick fill here, and I think price is looking to break below. This is 45.21 area here, and we have around a 594 pip range. It will break below this support area here. This is where we're expecting price to come down. So yeah, we're gonna keep an eye out for this. We are going to keep an eye out for this. And maybe I'm gonna risk like 2%. So yeah, chat, already pretty good start into the month over here. See if we can keep momentum up. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all are doing well. All right. Let me see here on the 30 minute what's going on. 30. Oh, 30 looks clean as well. 30 below, and we got like 5-minute support area over here too. 5-minute, 15-minute support. Let's see how the 5 look. Yeah, 5. I mean, 5 is also pretty clean for the most part. So I'm gonna lock in a little bit. We got some kind of an accumulation currently trying to form within this area. So, you know, like when price is moving bearish, the key thing is that you want to move with the market, right? You don't want to trade against it. So right now we're down 1.40% on the daily time frame. So I still think price can continue moving bearish. So there is even a potential entry at the break of the lows here. We're seeing a lot of seller aggression. I'm waiting to see if anything kind of stands out. Kind of like the trade this morning. You see like how we had the sellers really stand out before we took the sell? We had something like that, you know, then we got to kind of lock in there. But, you know, for the most part, I'll say, if you're already up for the day, man, just call it a day. Just call it a day. Here was your trade, Vic? What do you mean? Which one? Today on my best, that is for sure. Also waked up last minute 6:30. Yeah, man. Like, let's see, was for sure 5 to 8% win for me. Is this the same trade we took this morning? Or what is this? Pretty nice. Yeah, I woke up. I got late. I came late to the chart this morning. Today murdered all my trades, but one messed up the management all 4 times, all W, and then got a final trade. Nice. Yeah, pretty good. When do I usually trade? I send the link on the Telegram when I'm on. But I'm waiting over here. Remember, guys, if you don't know why I'm taking the trade, don't take the trade. Don't take the trade, because there's no we in trading. If you take a loss and you start to play the victim, that's your problem. I'm just coming on here and doing my thing. So if you don't understand why I'm taking the trade, don't take the trade. Don't take the trade. You know, trading is all about accountability, man. Like, if you take a position and you don't tell yourself that you're happy to lose this trade, then you shouldn't be in the trade. But right now, I am kind of looking for a sell. I might hold off on it for a little bit though. I want to see if I can get just a little bit more structure. Just a little bit more structure over here. Man, because this thing is going to break below that support and it's going to want to rip. Let me see what candles are about to close. We just got a new 5-minute open here. Let's see, 5-minute creating a top wick. Oh man, yeah, today's crazy, man. This monthly candlestick is insane. It's creating that bottom wick. I think that's the level it wants to break through. Right here, because we've got on the 15-minute. About like 4 minutes for the 15-minute closure. Let's see how the 30 looks. Alright, 30-minute support. I would wait for like at least some kind of 1-minute candlestick closure here to create that support on the 1 minute first. Got a little bit of a point of control there. Here. You can see this is a pretty important node. About 2 hours into London session as well. This is the second hourly candle of the London. It's still pushing down. We had a retest here. Break, a small retest of sorts. Engulfing bearish candlestick. Well, one thing's for sure, man. You know, this morning we had the biggest bearish candle in terms of volume all day. How to put stop market orders. Right click on your MetaTrader and then go to trading, and then you're gonna be able to see there a buy stop if you're above or a sell stop if you're below. But if you're still quite new to trading, man, I recommend going onto babypips.com over here and then going to this course, Learn Forex, how to trade, start learning. Because, you know, this is going to take you through like all the basics. For anybody here who is still relatively new, this is going to take you through all the basics in like a very structured way. Very, very structured way. Gonna cover the basics. Oh yeah, perfect. Exactly, Ricardo. Keep in mind we are at yesterday's daily low. Yesterday daily low? Oh, yeah, we are at yesterday's daily low. What does that mean? It means that we can break yesterday's daily low. It looks like there was some kind of what do you call, like a liquidity grab over here. It took out the highs on the daily, and then this candlestick ripped down. It like basically faked out the buyers there, right? It basically faked out some buy stops or something, you know, like buy executions or whatever it might be. Buy orders, fake them out, and now we're having like an engulfing bearish candle. That looks like it wants to take out the previous daily lows as well and just continue melting. Because currently right now, like the most recent PA here is showing us that we're creating some new lower lows like this. Man, Goldie wants to tank. Moving down with 50 MA almost as a perfect trend line. Yeah. It's a melt. It's a melt for sure. This could be a reversal move. No, I think it's a sell. Want to see push down, then I'm gonna get stuck in. Setting yeah, I think I'm gonna get stuck in here. I'm gonna set a sell stop. I'm gonna wait for it to come down. Honestly, push. It's creating another support area right over here, which is pretty good. I think waiting on the wick break might be a better play, but I want to see some kind of like a strong move down. Still not yet in. But gonna probably market execute when it comes down. I just need to see push. I don't think it's a fake out, at least. I think we should still be seeing a continuation. There's no reason for a fake out now, right? And we don't trade fake outs, we trade structure. So if we start creating new higher highs, then we can start looking for buys. Said gonna risk like about 2% on this. Nice little kiss of death over here as well, as you can see. That's the 8 SMA currently holding. But I gotta lock in here, chat, because we might be getting the trade soon. Just being a little bit cautious. Being a little bit cautious. Gold falls on firmer dollar. US-Iran deal uncertainty. It might be waiting for a candlestick to close. Let me see here on the 15-minute, 30. It might be waiting for that 5 closure first before the move. Come on, Goldie, let's melt. Ready for you, sir. So yeah, I'm gonna risk like I think 1,000 on this, but I'm gonna try and see how we're gonna reduce that a bit more. I'm gonna make like 2%. 2%, if anything. Aim to lose maybe, if possible, 1%. Possible less. Break even. That's the whole idea. Alright, so only about like 20... How much are we in? 21 minutes into this hourly candle over here. Let's see again. Let's investigate that daily low. Yeah, we got space until the daily low. Profit target should get hit by the time before we hit the daily low. If it's looking to grab, for example, this area over here, we should be already at least at break even by that point. All right, chat. Watch out. We might be just doing a small liquidity grab here. Pay attention. I'm gonna drink more water. Let's go, Goldie. You're still melting. You are still melting. And you still got plenty of room. I'm not looking for buys at all. Not right now. Maybe on the next hourly candle. I'm not looking for buys at all. All right, lock in, lock in. Goldie's coming. Spot gold is coming as well. Lock in, lock in. We need to see that follow through, correct? All right, I'm in. I'm in, chat. I'm in. Let me see. Stop loss. Let's do here about like 20 pips. I can survive this move. Oh, how many pips was that? It did. Oh, 15? I'd already do 15 pips. Holy. I'm gonna break even next time we come down there. Holy, that. Man, how did it do that already? I don't even think spot gold did that. Wait, let me investigate this. This doesn't make any sense over here. How many pips was that on spot gold? Oh, that was about like 10 pips only on spot gold. Oh, it's 10 pips. I was wondering why I wasn't seeing a lot more profit. That was only 10 pips on spot gold. Yeah, but you see, this was an area that typically I would like to go at a break even here. But I really wasn't expecting another pullback up. Expecting this thing to follow through. Especially because spot gold only did like 10 pips. Damn. Alright. It's moving down, but it's still kind of pulling back a lot, eh? Because we already had the liquidity grab here. Breaking the lows, we should keep moving down. Your broker only had 10 pip on spot. Yeah, it didn't make any sense. It barely moved on my broker, and then I'm seeing it's already break even here. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, I gotta wait. But of course, the futures chart and the spot gold pricing definitely is gonna be slightly different. Maybe I should have gone a break even. But it's moving down though. That's the thing that's kind of bugging me here. Like price is still moving bearish. It's pulling back a lot. That's the problem. You see, it's pulling back a lot. It pulls back, it breaks. It pulls back, it breaks. But it's moving down. Let me just investigate this a bit more here. Because I see it's starting to wick a little bit as well. Now within this area. Unless it's just trying to shake out the sellers, right? Maybe still just trying to shake out the sellers before a bomber clot.
Bomber clot!
Yeah, I think if I take another trade, I'm going to risk maybe 2.6%. Say 50 minutes is about to close, 30 minutes about to close. Unless it's waiting for these higher time frame candle closes, because I think on the 30 here we have that support. It's kind of like slightly rejecting off of that support. Now coming towards a previous daily low there. See how much pips we got till that point. Got about like 7 pips before we break the pip. But you know, here's the thing, because if I could get stuck into a trade and we end up breaking the previous daily lows, like it could push a lot more just by virtue of breaking a higher time frame low. So you're gonna get that daily candlestick push, and that daily will have a lot more pips. So maybe get like, you know, like a 40 pip move, something like that. That's the plus side that I'm looking at. But you see right here, it's kind of like rejecting. It's kind of rejecting that 30-minute support. But I still don't see a reason yet as to why we should be moving up. Let's see this hourly. Now we could probably see the hourly keep melting too. So let's say measure this hourly here compared to that one. And that was only a couple hours ago. We could see at least an additional 40 pips. Because it is eyeing this range there on the left hand side. That's what it's eyeing. Down to 44.60. Yeah. One reason should them being fed with this level, yes, fed up to this level. Exactly. It could just be like a small reaction for now. It's just the same way the SMAs operate, right? You just get small reactions for the minute, and then price action would usually carry onwards. So yeah, that is the plus side. Get stuck in here properly, and then as we break that daily low, it should gas up a bit more. PA should step on the gas. Those higher time frame traders come into play. Yeah, man, the order flow right now is really strong. We're down like 2.1 million delta. it already retested the previous sellers from up here as well. So it already balanced that area out. Came down, crashed, and it's currently kind of like resetting up here. It's daily open, I think. No open. Done for the day. 5.7%. Nice. Yeah, I got a sell stop active here just in case it rips. But if it starts coming down slowly, like gradually, I'm gonna remove the sell stop. But I got it here just in case. Might get a candlestick, just do something like that. Just in case, because that's a pretty important area that we're kind of flirting with. And it's a good thing someone mentioned here in the chat that previous daily low. Quite important area we'll kind of flirt with here. Remember, chat, if you're looking for sells, only take sells according to your understanding of the market, right? It's really important. It's really important because that's going to help you kind of build confidence and understanding your plays better. So I'm waiting for a sell here because I know this kind of like a price action. When price comes, kind of flirts to the area, rejects. As Tall Trader says, sometimes we might get fed up with it. You might have heard somewhere that the more times a level gets tested, that it becomes weaker, correct? So, you know, there's some kind of like an idea here that I'm thinking about. But at the same time, you know, if we start breaking the highs, I see a little bit of an accumulation play to the upside here. If we start breaking above 45.27, we may see the buyers really come in and try and pull up the hourly a little bit more there. Because they'll be having this kind of inverted head and shoulders right here. But on the other side, if it breaks up and it doesn't play out for them, then that would be another liquidity grab confluence above here to continue moving bearish. On the 5 minute. 5 minutes kind of rejecting at the moment. Let's see. Got 5 minute resistance right here. We got another range, about like 63 pips. Now we're perfectly sandwiched, right? Now the stage is set for a move over here. Because now we got the potential continuation below. And we got potential buyers above this area for this range. So yeah, the stage is set because, you know, like, the buyers may be looking at this area here like as appetizing, like an appetizing level. But the sellers are looking at this area as a show of dominance to see if that seller aggression can really come in and step in to take out their previous daily lows. The stage has been set. Got about like 23 minutes for that hourly closure. Could be waiting for that hourly close. All I know is we haven't had a distribution yet from this section. There's an earlier sell idea here. I'm seeing break of this low. Potential earlier sell idea there. I want to see it coming into the zone. Sometime in a situation like this, I would say like an earlier sell would be safer, because if it's pulling back towards the tail ends, then you need to be coming in. If you get a setup a bit earlier, that would be a little bit safer. Because I see this candle is kind of breaking the previous lows and then slightly pulling up, right? Got a market execute. I'm gonna see some kind of a confirmation. Because I think for the liquidity grab, if the buyers wanted a liquidity grab, that would be their grab here. I wouldn't see a reason as to why to keep breaking the lows. Because they got this kind of like inverted here. Inverted head and shoulder. This would be their liquidity grab below here. What time frame are the candles on my auto flow? That's a 1 hour. How much contract do you use? I risk around, $1,000 trade. SMA is holding down beautifully though. 8 SMA right there. Yeah, the sellers want to rip. Remember, chat, until you start seeing new higher highs being formed, there's no reason you should be looking for buys, right? Damn, the distribution coming out of this level here should be pretty strong though. You can see how we're clustering up, like how the candlesticks are starting to cluster up together. Alright, looks like they did go for another liquidity grab. They're trying to find as much liquidity here as possible to push up because, yeah, I can see we took out these lows. Holy! Man, looks like this was not enough for them. They went for this one over here too. Yeah, I see the buyers are really trying to come in here. Because from their perspective, this is a pretty good area here to buy. Correct? It's a pretty good area here to buy. So we're going to see maybe that distribution will be to the upside. Let's remove that for now. Yeah, very important area. We're just waiting to see who's getting paid out here because we got the buyers active at this current moment. You see this candle over here? Now the buyers are trying to step in. So we're going to see maybe their trade plays out. Oh, it looks like their trade playing out over here. Yeah, it looks like the buy trade playing out there. Buyer said, man, you guys have been selling all day. Selling through the Asia. The pre-London. Time for a buy. Now it's ripping up. That would be a pretty nice buy. I think, you know, sometimes when you see the candlesticks move, it becomes a lot clearer, right? Because as we're still chilling here, we're looking for ourselves, but eventually the market's going to move somewhere. It will have to move somewhere. So it looks like this was just like, you know, in trading, you got to focus on time as well. Time is an important aspect that the market uses, right? So you see all this just like, what do you call it? Like a time? Yeah, basically time. Like, you know, when you got that candle thing that's dripping the sand down, like this is what kind of this is. You know, like the market is a bit ahead of reality. So it kind of already, at least in my opinion, already sort of knows where it wants to go. My humble opinion. So, you know, sometimes I'm going to use that time before distributing its direction. So it looks like he was a buy. This hourly candlestick here. You can see it's starting to rip up a little bit more. Rejecting the 30-minute support. So gonna wait, gonna see over here. We got about like 15 minutes until the new hourly opens. In buys? Oh, nice. Yeah, congratulations. You saw the buy, you executed on the buy. Very good. If I was looking for a buy, then I would have taken the buy over here by 45.27-ish. Or maybe above here when the candlestick closed bullish first. That's how I would have taken it. But you see, I was looking for the sell instead. But you see, with the sell, I didn't get my confirmation below there. It's created like an inverted head and shoulders in there too. Like has a nice little bit of confluence we spoke about from before. Nice little SMA crossovers. We got the 5 SMA in their favor too. Now we're filling up that range, which is already pretty much filled, so we should be seeing some profit taken there. Whoa! Holy! Buyer's not so confident. But damn, what was that? Why do we see such a sharp spike over there? Now retesting that 8 SMA. Ah, the sellers are trying to step in over here. Let's read some of the fundamental work. Gold slips on stronger dollar. Oil as markets await Trump decision on Iran. Gold prices fell Monday, pressured by a strong dollar and rising crude oil prices. Investors awaited U.S. President Trump's decision on a proposed deal to extend the ceasefire. The dollar rose, making greenback price bullion more expensive for holders of the currencies. Let's see. Trump said on Friday he would soon decide on a proposed deal to extend the ceasefire with Iran, though the two countries still appear to differ on significant issues that have been central to the conflict. Let's see. The U.S. said it struck Iranian military sites of the weekend, and Iran's Revolutionary Guard said Monday it had targeted a U.S. base in response. Federal Vice Chair, okay, da-da-da. While gold traditionally see, da-da-da. Oh, we got like two posts here by Reuters. They posted the same thing. Why'd they post the same thing? Oh, wait, no. Basically the same headline, but different body. Come on, Reuters, what's going on here? Trying to milk the... They're spamming. They're basically spamming the TradingView newsfeed here. Hey, that's actually a pretty good strategy. That's what I would do. I would just spam this. You only get like 3 of them. Yeah, I'm still seeing some seller aggression here, so not looking for any buys still. Liquidity move? Yep. Pretty strong liquidity move there. I think another grab over here, it seems. It's a little bumpy. It's a little bumpy today. It could be a lot more cleaner. That monthly, trying to get that monthly wick fill in, as you can see right there. It's got the weekly. Yeah, same as the weekly. Yeah, we gotta wait. Gotta wait over here. Nice green screen. Thank you. Yeah, pretty good green screen here. I think a lot of institutional orders are on the bottom of the 4-hour range. They want that cleared off the books start of the month. Let's see here. Monday, ISM manufacturing. We don't have any fundamental work today as well, so that's pretty good. In terms of Forex Factory schedule news events. See how the buyers are coming in here. Look at this. Starting to take over the nodes. The value area. Where a majority of the trading activity happened. Flipping that over. You got even a little buy imbalance over here. This price is pushing upwards, but you see, we got a previous sell imbalance here, so this is still the previous week POC. Still a pretty important zone too. We'll wait for the hourly. This hourly might just be done with follow through moves for now. You might just be seeing it bounce up and down. We may be done with like follow through moves. What else we got this week? We got non-farm employment change on Friday. We got a... Where's the ADP? Yeah, we got ADP here on Wednesday. So expect fireworks this week, chat. Let's see how we can go into this new month. So with this previous trade, I'm gonna journal it, but just in case I take another trade, I'm gonna wait for a bit. I'm gonna wait for a bit before adding in another position into the spreadsheet here. in case I take another loss, then we have to add it in. So we'll do that later. But if we don't take a trade, then we're gonna add it in. And if we take a Bumbleclot trade, then we're gonna add it in. Have a pretty good day here. Remember, chat, you gotta understand your system. If you don't understand your system, you shouldn't be trading. You should just be, observing the market. Because, man, I didn't start taking breakouts. You know how long it took me? I watched the market for like 2 to 3 months before I started executing on what is now TFX concepts, the breakout play. I watched that for 2 to 3 months before I started executing on that trade. Man, a lot of people, they don't have the patience to do that. So whenever you have like a new concept or a new idea, you have to kind of like paper trade and say like, okay, I'm trading my system here, but I'm also looking at this thing. There's pretty interesting reaction that we get when certain thing lines up. So you got to keep paper trading that. That's what we call a paper trade. A paper trade, you never jump in, because if you just jump in, then a lot of the time you're more driven by your selfish need for something out of the market than actually wanting to build a good system, just like from a pure intention of building a good system, because good systems are built from pure intentions of creating good systems. When what's his name, Steve Jobs designed Apple, was he designing Apple because he was saying, oh, I gotta make $1 million, I'm gonna make $1 billion, oh, I need this money, I need that Bugatti, I need this mansion? No, bro. Steve Jobs, if you watch the movie, was walking around his campus bare feet like a hippie. All he wanted was something of quality that he wanted to produce. He wasn't caring about the result. He was caring more of the quality of that thing that he was wanting to produce. You got to think of your strategy the same way. You have to take pride in your chart work. Yeah, this is starting to look very clean over here. It's starting to look really clean. It might be setting up for the next hourly open though. But we're looking at resistance and we're looking at support. And all of this, man, all these orders here, they gotta go somewhere. They got to go somewhere. So we might even see a buy potentially above as a like 45.34 level. 45.34. Got about how much? Three minutes? 3 minutes for the new hourly open here. It's waiting for the hourly. That's what this accumulation is. It's waiting. We can't cheat time. That's one thing we can't cheat in trading. You can't cheat time. Some of these higher time frame candles, if they don't want to go anywhere, they just won't go anywhere. They'll just stay like this, like a doji. So that's why it's important to always set maybe 1-2 hours a day where you're gonna look at charts without any distractions. That's the reason why we say, like, you know, maybe give yourself 1 or 2 hours a day, because sometimes the hourly is just gonna wait. It's just gonna want to wait. So maybe this hourly is just gonna close like this, like a doji in this level, and then the next one's gonna move. So you got to give yourself time, you know, like when you come on the charts and you know you're here for like 1 or 2 hours, you know you can wait. You can wait. But if you come on the charts, you don't even have a trading plan, you don't know how long you're going to be on the charts for, that's when all these other problems are going to start coming. Where you're going to start, what do you call, like taking like forceful trades. So I'm going to give it maybe 30 minutes. Something like 30 minutes we're going to see over here. I'm going to give it 30 minutes and then I'll go get some sun and then I'll come back for another maybe 2 hours or 1.5 hours. Very stress-free. Very stress-free. Because, you know, like when you focus on the process, man, you're gonna be no longer a feather in the wind. Because, you know, a lot of the time people are like feathers in the wind of the market. When the market blows, they want to blow with it. You know, they're chilling on the couch. They're seeing their favorite Instagrammer just made this much money. They're like, oh, damn, I gotta be trading too. Then they get off the couch and they go to the market because they're feeling FOMO. Because now they're like being a feather in the wind, you know. But you have to dictate to the market when is it time to trade. Correct? It doesn't matter if you're done with your session and the price skyrockets up like another 1,000 pips. Like you see what happened here on Thursday last week. Like how candlestick just reflipped and we had that bull run. Insane. But you know, you shouldn't feel FOMO about it. Because your career isn't based off of like one trade. You know, if it was, then pretty much you'd be not trading. You'd be doing something else at that point. Gambling, most likely. Just know that the market is abundant of moves. The only thing it tests from you, or it asks from you, is your patience to see that process play out. Am I lying, Chad? Have I said anything that is untrue about that statement? I'm waiting over here. We got a new hourly candlestick that just opened. We may have a potential break above here for a buy, although I do want to see the sells still. I am still more biased in my own perspective of sells than buys at the moment. So maybe I'm going to remove these ones for now. So I want to see order flow flip as well as we're coming down. Because right now we still have a bit of buyer strength. Any link to your Telegram? All links in the description box. Is it the order flow from TradingView? No. This is not on TradingView. That's called Exo charts. This is Exo charts.
We don't do that here.
I'm thinking about like buys above this area right over here, but I need to see a little bit more commitment. It's still not a lot of selling pressure, buying pressure over here. You see, we got a buy and balance. This could be a nice little fake out situation if we can trap some buyers here. If this remains a green node at the point of control, which is highlighted by the yellow box, and also we got previous week POC, and then start selling off from this area here. That could be pretty nice confluence, you know. That's why I'm kind of like holding. I see the buy potential, but you know, I'm kind of holding off for now. I don't mind missing the buy if I could avoid a potential fake out. Making a nice 1 hour wick, yes. So we're gonna see here. Can this be a grab or will it be a buy? They're building a little bit more buyer strength. I'm still not super convinced. I'm still not super convinced. But you know, the thing about the market is that could shift pretty fast at literally any moment. That's why I'm just keeping it there for now, but I see they still got a little bit of work to do. The buyers still got a little bit of work to do. Because right now, this is still an early entry. Because the longer we stay here like this, the more we hover, the more they can build their orders. I think for now, like the more clearer buys could be above that area here. That's by 45.34, and then the sooner buys would be somewhere around here, 45.30. What you Chow? What do you reckon? You think we're just gonna range? Gonna range here till pre-NY? That'll be the worst thing. It's still early to say that we're gonna range because we just got a new hourly open. If this hourly closes here within this area, then yeah, most likely. But you know, we could still be continuing to move down. Alright, because we just got a new hourly open there. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a very interesting. We seriously have this buy here. Although not a lot of buyer aggression and not enough seller aggression to take the sell. And then the early sell would be nice too. But this thing is set up. The stage here is set for a move. So, you know, you should use this as a kind of a confluence. Maybe if you're seeing something there also, you're gonna look at this and say, okay, you know, like I was looking for buys and I see you got some, you're using me here as an additional confluence. Because I see it too. Remember chat, smash that like button, support the stream. Man, come on, bro. Like I kind of low-key wouldn't mind taking a buy, but it's not strong enough. The order flow is not strong enough. He's kind of monitoring it there. It might flip. If it flips, then you know, perfect, but it's got some work to do. Because you see, the whole thing is you're trading the market structure. So if you look at the trade that we took on Friday, price was moving up, it ranged, and we caught at the bottom, and then for it to go up again, correct? So even get like an earlier entry with the order flow being negative during that buy was still okay because we got like a very clear market structure. But you know, like take a buy here without that confidence, then it's kind of like a difference. It's a different scenario there. You want to see a little bit more confidence. So like for now, the safest would be to keep trading the market structure, which is bearish, as you can see here. You don't even have to overthink it. Like you can gonna ask like a 10-year-old what direction is this line going. Alright, and you can see the line is still moving down. We're just broken into a sideways movement. Maybe if it wants to recover, the recovery could start from here. It's starting to flatten out a bit, but overall the line is still moving down bearish. So any kind of earlier entry would be better. Bearish for now. Buyers are trying a small liquidity grab here on the 5-minute. Tiny liquidity grab. It's gonna break out. When you start to see it break either above this wick or I think this low, somewhere around these lows, you should be getting some kind of a reaction. Yeah, somewhere around here for the sell by 45.27. It's in a very, very delicate area. Also considering that the PA is kind of compressed, it's gonna be like finding a needle in a haystack almost, you know? So you gotta know like what it is that you're looking for. Because see, for the most part it's compressed. everything's compressed. You only got like maybe this little percentage over here, which was that little distribution, right? That little bit of movement. But for the most part, look at what you're dealing with. So you got to be like very careful. That's why I say, man, you got to focus on the process. You got to focus on the process. If you're not focused on the process, you're going to get whips. You see this? If you're trying to get a refined entry, you got to focus on certain things like this. Buy aggression. They're really starting to build up the buy aggression there, I see. At the moment. That's why they're taking their time. So right now, there's more buy aggression than seller aggression in the market. Remember, market is using time to its advantage. Players and market participants are using time to their advantage. Correct? Like you gotta use time. Like basically like a sniper would use time to his advantage in war. That's what the market does. Because, you know, if you let enough time pass by, maybe you get a variable shift that creates an opportunity. Simple. Right? So that's what it's doing right now. That's why I think the buyers are waiting to find, if they can find like a weak spot, maybe they're gonna be able to get trades in. Same with the sellers as well, but we're in a very delicate situation here before we get the next run of distribution, which is essentially what everybody in the market is trying to catch. Is this everyone in the market, no matter their entry, if you know they're trading FEGs or no VGs, they're all trying to catch the same thing, that distribution, that payout. So that's what we're waiting for. As well as previous week POC right here. So you can see what we're actually trying to maybe potentially trade below or above. Let's buy 45.29, 45.30. It's a very, very delicate area over here. Very delicate. My spread is even increasing a little bit here. So it's a very delicate area. My spread is even increasing. You know, there are always these small nuanced things that people miss out in trading that are really important, right? It's really small nuanced things that paint the picture to be a lot more clearer. And it gives you, the whole idea is it gives you like an intuition. It gives you a maturity, an understanding. Yeah, very delicate, man. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see some aggressive movement soon. But you see, as it's moving down, I'm not convinced about the sells because the buyers are in charge right now. They're buying time. You see, as it comes down, the buyer aggression is increasing. They're increasing points. You can think of like an absorption, yeah? They're increasing points and they're buying time to have enough of those points to make their plays. So don't be surprised to see like some kind of an aggressive move like this one over here. Don't be surprised. They're gonna use the same strategy. You see how they took out the wick lows over here? They're taking out wick lows over here. They're trying to pull in the sellers to have another move potentially like this. In the meantime, building up their aggression. So very delicate, man. Trading is so delicate. If you're not paying attention to these details, man, you're going to miss out a lot. You're going to miss out on a lot of things. And like that, secured profit. What I say, chat, come on now, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Focus on the process. Stop being greedy. Understand what's actually going on. Utilize this information to your advantage. Come on now. Simple. What I say, baby. No one can read chart work like TFX concepts. Let's go. Stop loss to break even, secure something. Nuance, man. Detail. Detail. You got it too? Beautiful. Very well done. There's some W's in their shot. W's in their shot. East side, west side, east side. The calm before the storm. You gotta love it.
Bring the baseline back around again.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Congratulations, you caught this move. You see, it did exactly what we anticipated. This is why trading works. It's because you're reading psychology, you're reading other market participants, right? Buyers and sellers in the market. So if you're good at if you actually want to learn how to trade, you're going to get better at understanding people more than just strategy. You see, they use the same tricks, right? They use the same tricks. So in this haystack, you're trying to find that needle, right? And if you're using like a concept which is going to allow you to see that, then you know you're going to see it. So I call it TFX concepts, because it's also a way of understanding markets, right? And see this candle over here? Look at this. I told you, same exact thing that they were planning over here. They're planning over here. And the thing is, like, people don't realize that the tide has already shifted. People are still looking for the sells, not realizing that tide's shifted. That's why they were using time to their advantage, and we could see with the order flow what was really going on. You know, like super important stuff over here, man. This is gonna make a huge difference in your career. A huge difference. A huge difference. From playing the victim, oh, you know, you should have done this, should have done that, to actually knowing what's going on. Yeah, I'm thinking of moving to Thailand for tax reasons. Any advice on this? No, we don't give out such advice here. I can only advise you on trading. But I think John lives in Thailand. TFX trade on second M15 after reaching a level has very high win rate. Second M15 after reaching a level. Oh, you mean like this retest and then next 15 moving through? Yeah, I mean the thing is, like, if we tested this area once, this was our first distribution, right? Why would we be re-breaking it if we don't want to keep moving up bullish? This already peaked here at about 53 pips. Yeah, you gotta secure something. You got to secure something. It's about to blow. Blow. Beautiful. Now it's gonna recalibrate and then do it all over again, chat. So you just gotta get good at that part of like reading the waiting, understanding that distribution, understand where it is now. This is now profit taking and retesting now. And you still gotta retest our entry. Sometimes we see reactions off of it, but we're in profit taking. We're kind of like more or less in a profit taking / retesting. So it's not yet set up again. And I think the good thing about this trade as well, it came a bit earlier because you see this one came towards the tail end as well. There was another buyer entry above here. They got like 12 pips. You see, so sometimes it's really good to have those like earlier plays within the ranges, right? So that's why I always say, like, the meat of the move for me is usually within the ranges. So if you can like get trades within those areas, it's even the reason why this one played out here, the buy, you know, and then you got another buy here, but then towards the tail ends you're getting the pullbacks. I mean, this is basic pure price action. You know, those of you who actually give a shit about trading, you know what I'm talking about here. This is just basic candlestick understanding of highs and lows, right? Very basic. And you know, that basic is what you need to be able to understand what the market participants are also thinking, to avoid, you know, maybe potential whips and certain things like that. Understanding also high probability setups is all coming from that basic understanding of what the market candlesticks are telling you. It's not coming from those complicated concepts, because, you know, like, think about it this way. If I'm sitting here and there's another trader sitting in China somewhere, what's the probability me and that same trader in China are looking at a fair value gap? What's the probability? Pretty low. I won't put my money on it. But if there's a low by 45.19 and we can clearly see it's a wick break, and we can clearly see on the hourly time frame, if we break below that support, price is coming down to possibly correct this insane bull run over here, and we can clearly pick up a newspaper and read that damn headline which is saying gold falls on firmer dollar, what's the probability then? What is the probability then? You know, these are like all questions that I think you gotta ask yourself when you're looking at the market. Like, is it too special what you're looking at, that maybe, you know, that it's not going to be easy to replicate worldwide? Or is it something that a lot of people can potentially see? Because, man, when oil's been moving up, a lot of people have been seeing oil move up. You've seen oil's graph all the years, and then you see this year when Trump came into presidency and everything, how oil's been moving up. Man, a lot of people can see that. And that's why you're getting like that distribution on oil. Let's actually have a look at oil. Let's see if we're back above $100. No, we're still bouncing off $90. Yeah, we're kind of ranging here. You see, like, the whole world can also look at this oil chart and say oil is ranging. Higher time frame traders can say this, especially here because it's a daily time frame. Oil right now is ranging. Simple. You know, it's not rocket science. And when oil was skyrocketing up like this, we could see, oh, look at this, oil is moving up. Because, you know, for the most part, man, oil is something that ranges a lot. Like, oil typically doesn't really like move much. We never used to pay attention to oil until everything that's going on recently. Now you can see, look at the way oil is moving up here. That everybody and their grandmother is going to buy oil. You know, but hopefully that they get in sooner, because most of the time when people know that something is moving up, it's already too late, because it's usually only the day traders who are actively on the charts and understand these nuances are getting in the better pricing. Just exactly the same way that we just caught this trade. Exactly the same way that we just caught this trade, right? It wouldn't be obvious to a lot of people this trade. But how obvious now do you think? But you see, this is where there's a bit of a paradox as well, because you want to be obvious, but you also don't want to be like super obvious. And trading in itself is a paradox, right? That's why you're always going to have like a buy idea and a sell idea. If you overanalyze, you're always going to have a reason why your trade would have been a buy, a reason why your trade would have been a sell. There's always going to be paradoxical. So you got to like focus on your understanding of markets. But you see, this is more of like a refined entry right here. And then that would be a lot more obvious then. Right? But in this explanation, just like Bitcoin and oil, it's a lot more obvious when the move is already done. You know, and then at that point, it kind of ranges potentially or like comes down. So that's why it's super important to understand where price was, where it's going. Like, are you early? Are you late? What stage are you in? Because look, if we kept moving up, beautiful. Right? Then you would know that price already had one distribution here, and then it's setting up for potential continuation. And you say to yourself, okay, you know, we've been moving down all day. I see prices starting to move up here. We're starting to create new higher highs. So we've already had like one distribution. So what's the probability this one going to play out? You know, then it's starting to look very favorable to you as well at that point, because you see it's still early. But what if, for example purposes, it moves up, it moves up, it moves up, it moves up. So now you're looking at this and you ask yourself, what's the probability now? And let's say this is all within 2 hours. That it's already done so many plays that you missed out, right? So you gotta ask yourself, what's the probability that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th play is gonna play out in that 2-hour time period? What's the probability? It reduces because you've already missed out on the other 4. So you see, like, understanding that concept of where market was, where it's going is super important. So if you look at the first 2 hours that we've been trading, we had one sell here, loss, one buy here, win, one buy here, win. But if you look at the overall market structure, it hasn't gone anywhere, right? So there's still room for eventually catching that one trade even, which decides that it wants to completely leave this zone. But we're still in the range. You see, we just had one payout now, but we're still in the range. And for these past 2 hours, the only trades which have been playing out have been the buys. Right? You only got like a buy here, you only got like a buy here. So with structure. With structure. Oh, with TFX concepts, let's say. Because I know someone gonna say there's an FEG over here. Remember, chat, smash that like button, support the channel, support the stream. We're still waiting to see how, I think later on today, that price is going to potentially move through 45.19. Right? I think now, if we look at that aspect of time, you see how time was being utilized here in such a small space for the buyers to have this move. Time, at the same time, is being utilized as a fractal concept here for the sellers. At the same time, the sellers are using the bigger perspective to generate the orders enough to continue moving through a 45.19. So it's that objectivity which really takes you to the next level of your trading. Being able to be a bit objective like this too. What that kind of helps with down the line is going to be a habit of securing profit. That's what that does. You start to realize that a lot of the time, like, people are gonna have like profitable trades. Maybe someone took a buy here. God knows where their stop loss is. They're gonna have these profitable trades start going back into drawdown. And why is that the case? It's because the market dynamics are shifting the more risk on that you have. Right? The more risk on that you have, the more the market dynamics, you're allowing time to shift potentially against you. So a lot of people think like something like this, the position's gonna remain the same, but it doesn't remain the same. Like even if you got like a trend line here or something of the sort, it doesn't remain the same. There's always gonna be some kind of a shift or some kind of adaptation that you need to make to your trade and like manage your risk based off what's happening. Because you see, for now, the sellers got this like kind of bearish engulfing candle here. They're using this like some kind of a fake out. They're gonna maybe use this as the main liquidity grab they were seeking for to have this move here play out below. Yeah, this overall it looks like a sell. The sellers are coming aggressive on this candle. Holy, you can even see it on the hourly too. See how the hourly just wicked above that area there? Now it's like reflipping and coming down heavy. Look at that. Look at that. They're using that time. You see, the same way that the buyers used it for this short period, same way the sellers are using the same concept because the market mirrors itself. You see? Now look, everybody in China and Singapore can all see that that low is getting broken and seeing a lot of seller aggression. We're at like 3.2 million right now. Everybody can see what's going on here, correct? Now it's really trying to play off that liquidity grab to take this position here. So it's like, who has more to lose, right? If you take a buy like this and you have a big stop loss, and you take a sell like this and you got a big stop loss, I would say at this current moment that the buyers have more to lose because price is coming down, right? We're coming down. We're not moving up. We're moving bearish at this moment. Although they might try and outsmart the market and try to buy it like this, because for them it might seem like a pretty obvious break, like a reversal. It's very risky mentality to have. This like a cowboy mentality. Yeah, it could work from time to time, but man, in the long run, you're gonna get whipped. You're gonna get whips. You're being a cowboy. Cause man, look at the 1 minute though. Straight nut. 15-minute is crazy. Look at the 1 minute. It's a straight nut. So leave a W in the chat. Hey, Mr. Charlie. Thank you. Thank you. China. I want to go to China. So Don Vu is a cowboy. Yes, Don Vu is the biggest of them cowboys. He's the biggest cowboy I've ever seen. Don Vu can have a 24, 48 hour stream. Don Vu. If a trade doesn't go his way, if he doesn't get 20, 30 pips, man, he's gonna be there for 24 hours. Biggest cowboy. Yeah, man. Pretty interesting day here today. You know, that's the thing about this market structure I've realized. If you can avoid the tail ends, generally speaking, right? For you, it's safer. Don't worry about these other traders. You never know where their stop losses are. Like, you know, if Don Vu was taking a sell over here, then you never know with Don Vu. You know, Don Vu got like a 80%, 90% hit rate, something like that. You never know with these people's stop losses. You know, they got some pretty fat stop losses there. It's only when the trade really goes against them, you know, that's when the problems start to come in. But yeah, you got a lot of breathing room there. So I'm seeing in this overall market condition here, the meat of the move, still for me the safest in my perspective, right? Streams are longer than hours in the day. Streams too long, man. YouTube even gotta say, nah, bro, you can't upload this. I think on YouTube the longest you're gonna stream is like 12 hours before they take it down after you upload. There are some Lofi channels which have been streaming for freaking months because they never take the stream down and they just play Lofi music. Am I doing NY? Let's see. I'm up right now. 3,120. 6.24%. So first we're gonna journal the loss, then we're gonna journal the win. Oh wow, I closed exactly at $1,000. Very nice. Very nice. There for the loss. And then for the win. What is that? For the win, 2040. $4.08. Yeah, I mean, that second trade also had a lot more confluence because what essentially happened was with the second trade, the market already gave us the direction, correct? Like you already saw the pushes up here. You saw the liquidity grabs down over here. You had a little bit more direction because if the sell didn't work out, there's a reason the sell didn't work out because the market is potentially flipping. So you have to be open to that bias. Right? Because that's what the first trade of the session sometimes gives you. It gives you a little bit of clarity of what potentially could be happening next. I'm just full porting now after Topset screwed me on my last trade. Why full port? Oh yeah, I see what's going on here. Yeah, you had that funded on a pedestal, and now it's tarnished with the losing trade. Now it's been soiled. So you're gonna full port it, man. I used to do that. So in the beginning, before I was actually profitable, I would try and get lucky with funded accounts, right? And then the first trade I would lose, man, it would demotivate me. It would make me feel like the account is soiled. So my habits were just only gonna go downhill from there. Cause I was trying to get lucky, right? And like I was trying to have like a clean run. But you don't want to make it back because it's a lot of work to make it back as well, depending on how bad the trade was. It's a lot to get it back. Because the thing with fundeds, right? You want to pass as fast as possible, but understand the tuition fee that you're paying. If you're not profitable, it's gonna cost you a lot more money. I made a $500 account essentially survive for my first, let's say, I never blew it, but I always redeposited like slowly. Maybe $50 here, you know, $30 there. I always reposit slowly. But I made that account last for majority of the tuition that I paid initially. For that whole first year. I even got my account up because, I was a brokey at the time. I was at university. I was working a part-time job. Not even a full-time job. So I was not paying taxes, right? I was working like a mini job. Correct? So I got the account to like 1,000. I'm like, man, the account looks so good here at 1,000. But the problem is I'm not profitable. So it looks cool, but I can't make money with it. So like, okay, that was my goal anyway. Let me withdraw 50%. So I always kept it around 500. And man, I kid you not, that $500 has taught me so much more than my university tuition fees that I paid. I'm not saying university is not good, but like that $500 was my tuition fee, essentially, right? In the meantime, I was paying thousands of euros for university. I have a $500 investment, making $3,000 days right now. Right? Because of what? Why? Because I fell in love with the process. Right? I was not chasing anything. I was not chasing get rich quick. I wasn't chasing signals. I wasn't chasing this. I was focusing on how to get better every single freaking day. Chat. And then the universe steps outside of your way eventually. It's like, okay, you're putting in the work, so I'm going to give it to this guy. We're taking our nutrition to the next level here too. Look at this. I got order flow now for my nutrition. Look how sick this is. Look how sick this is. Man, when I'm done with this cut, I'm gonna look ripped. I'm gonna get all that lean bulk back in, all that muscle back in when I'm done with this cut. You see, because I give a shit about the process. I'm not just chasing the result, but it's like, how can I get to that result in a way that's sustainable, that if anything happens, then I can always do it. Even on my worst day, I'm gonna be better than my enemy. And my enemy is going to be, in this case, maybe some kind of a distraction, some kind of a lack of motivation. So I'm all preempting all of that to make every day a good day, as far as possible as it can be. And that's it, man. You just build that foundation and you got to follow it. That's it. Man, what did I say, chat? What did I say? Wait, let me show you something. What did I say, chat, when I started this? And time... Man, time goes by so fast. You don't even understand how time goes by so fast. How much time that people waste sometimes. Oh, it's already gone? How do I go in my archives? Man, I can't go in my archives here. Wait, I wanted to show you guys just how fast time goes without you even knowing. Can you go on archives on the PC? Let's go on the PC and then post this over here and then come here and then open this. So chat, 3 months ago, I went on this journey and I posted a picture of myself over here somewhere. Woods has been completely slaughtering as well. You can see he's been doing like 10k steps a day. Insane, man. Insane, man. An insane amount of consistency, this guy. Look at this. Look at this. Every day, bro is locked in. 10k steps for the past 3 months. For the past 3 months, Woods has been on this journey with me over here. See? Look at this sexy guy over here. See this? Same. 3 months ago, man. 3 months ago, look at me. Look at me 3 months ago. Look at me 3 months ago. Look at this. Look at this. And I said, guys, whoever wants to join me on this journey, I've never done a cut in my life, but I'm good at building profitable systems that work. Whoever wants to join me on this journey, send me a message. Send me a message. Because I'm a winner. and I'm going to win. And look at this now. This is my most recent results over here. This is 90-day period. But when I really started the journey, I still have like, let's say 8 more days. But from the first measurement here, that's within 89. This is 89 days. So a 3-month cut from 82.60 from that picture that you saw. 3 months down the line, you're going to have 3 months of excuses or 3 months of some kind of a result. You got to see, are you playing the victim or are you actually putting the work in? Because look at this, man. From 82 kg, I dropped down to 70 kg. I was almost like kg a week that I dropped. Because you know what I did first? I built a system. I've never done this in my life. I've never done this cut thing in my life. But I'm good at building systems. And you see this? Man, look at this gradual decline. And you know what's so interesting about this? Look at the amount of times that I actually stood on that weight scale for the beginning. Look at how many times I stood on that weight scale. For the past 3 months, I stood on the weight scale 1, 2, 3, and towards the tail end here, I started getting a bit more into the apps. So I did like an extra 2. So in overall, let's just say I did like 3, 4, 5, right? If we ignore those last 2 there when I've already cut, then I've only stepped on the scale 3 times, right? 3, okay, let's say 4 here towards the end. Let's just say 4. What does that mean? It means I wasn't focused on the result. I was focused on the process. Eating good, gymming, eating good, gymming. Well, a lot of people, they're going to be looking at their account size all the time. You know, just the same way as stepping on the scale all the time. When you still have a lot of groundwork to do, you still have to build some system first before you over obsess about the numbers, right? You have to see some kind of a progress. Right, so a lot of people, it's equivalent to them looking at their MetaTrader. They're always looking at the MetaTrader. They're always wondering, oh man, when am I going to do this? When am I going to do that? Man, focus on the process. It's going to be a byproduct. Everything that you want is a byproduct of focusing on the process. I've showed you this in the mental realm. I'm showing you it in the physical realm. Life is a simulation. Get the process correct. You see, look at this. Insane. 23% body fat to 16% body fat. But now for me to get to the next level, that's why I started incorporating this, right? It's going to be like the order flow here. Now I've started incorporating this called macro factor. So that's going to get us to like, you know, I'm looking for 12.50% body fat. I've never done this. I'm just exactly like you. When it comes to physical stuff, man, I'm weak. I don't want to do it. I'm like majority people. You know, like I don't also want to do it. This is not something that I'm not like a gym rat at all. I'd rather sit down and, you know, play video games and eat snacks. But that's why I wanted this to be like some kind of a motivation here. I'm 5'10". See this? Man, give me maybe 2 more months. I think I'll try get to 12% body fat there. Gotta make some kind of a sacrifice, you know. It's all sacrifices. So you're gonna have 3 months. For the next 2 months, I'm gonna have 2 months of excuses or 2 months of results. And the beautiful thing is, like, even if you try the first time and you fail the first time, man, you learn so much on the first go. Because you see, the thing is, if you're not failing, you're not even trying. And who knows, maybe you're gonna get it on the first go. So you're going to get a lot better, a lot faster too. Just keep showing up. I was able to cut from 105 kg to 90 kg now, but not yet able to become profitable in trading. Oh, nice. I mean, for sure, they're trading and that's in a different realm entirely. But you know, the skill that you're actually building is that skill of getting shit done. The best skill you're ever gonna have in life is the skill and the ability to figure shit out. That's the best thing that you're ever gonna happen to you in life, man. The ability to figure shit out. Best skill. Because, you know, like when you start figuring shit out and start solving problems, it's funny that most problems in life, they're gonna share a similar basic structure to tackling. So you get really good at anything that you do, whether it's trading, whether it's your career, whether it's physical. But you know, some people, they don't like the foundation stuff. So they say stuff like, I'll just go with the flow. But you can't go with the flow, you know, not like trading, and you cannot go with the flow with something that you actively want to get good at. 5'10" is like 175 centimeter. Yes, I think so. And man, like if I had the information that I have now, maybe I would have gone a lot better than that. But you see, I didn't have the information, or I didn't have my future mentor, which is now, to tell me what to have done then. If I could go back in time and be like, hey Vic, do this. Oh man, probably gonna have like a much better result there. But you see, that's why mentorship and learning from people who've walked the journey is important. But sometimes you gotta walk it yourself to really understand the information. But yeah, chat, that's just my dose of daily motivation here. And I hope you all are having a good day. I will see you tomorrow. Let's smash this month. Right now, I'm up about 6.24% in June. 6.24%. So take all this as some kind of a motivation too, and I think, you know, you're gonna achieve a lot of things. I'll see y'all in the next one. Adios. Take care.